Welcome to Laughing with Lana, the podcast that talks about everything and absolutely nothing all at the exact same time. With me today is this beautiful ass queen right here, Jamie Lynn.
Girl. Thanks, girl.
Wait. Let's just. Okay, yeah, that's Jamie Lynn. Stare at her. Just look at her, okay?
Oh God.
What the fuck you think she does, bruh? If you didn't know, what did you think she would do? Bikini model? Real estate.
Yeah. A real estate.
Your mic's not on. It's on mute. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
Swear it's not.
There it is.
I wasn't stepping on the thing.
Oh, yeah. Dirt.
Well, I can see like real estate, to be honest. Like a professional job, real estate.
No way. I would have thought like OnlyFans model, like music video vixen, like, oh my. No, this bitch is a family therapist. She is a marriage and family therapist. First of all, if I was married, I would not take my husband to this bitch.
Right.
What the fuck? You got me fucked up. I be looking all frumpy and shit, be like, I got marital issues, okay? I'm fat as fuck. I don't cook. I don't do shit for my man. And then you go, I need your help, bitch. She's gonna be like, yes.
Oh my God. No, I've had like there was one time where I was doing like couples therapy with somebody and the woman just said, nope, not her, and walked right out.
I could see that though.
Yeah, it was, but like it's like I'm really good though. Like I do. I feel I do feel like I do great work with couples. But like, you know what, you have to find a therapist that you vibe with, and I don't always click with everybody, and not everybody clicks with me, and that's cool. But you know, judging a book by its cover can be really tough because, you know, like I've had so much successful work with couples and, you know, this couple in particular, she was dealing with a lot of like fear and insecurity and her partner cheating. And so I think everything was just very threatening to her at that point. And hopefully
you see a girl that looks like baby Kim Kardashian walk through and you're just like, baby Kim Kardashian is gonna therapy my marriage? You got me Hell no.
If I ever want to boost my self-esteem, I'm just going to call you, Lana. I'm not going to go to therapy. I'm just going to call you.
Any day. I'm here for it. I will play with you like a Barbie.
She's a good hype man. I
tell her that all the time because Lana's a producer on my show as well, and she fucking hypes me up before every show, and I love it.
I have to. I'm like, because you know what's one thing too? I noticed that a lot of girls that come in here, I'm more so in charge of like the girls that come into the studio. It's not like that, but it kind of happens that way where they put the girls with me, and the girls get kind of insecure. Like you don't, honestly, you don't. But there's some girls that are like, I'm nervous before the show. How do I look? Do I look okay? Oh my God, like what do I talk about? I hope the subject's okay. I hope like they're just so like paranoid about everything. And I'm like, mommy, you are you're here and people want to fucking hear you. You better just say your shit. Just do it. Like just talk your shit and people are gonna love it and they're gonna enjoy it. Yeah. And like I've noticed that it helps girls.
It does. Like it's a lot of pressure to have your own podcast, right? Because you know you're putting yourself out there, and you know that there's going to be haters, and you know people aren't going to agree with you. And so when you have like that family, like that foundation, like you know, it gives you some safety and some comfort, and you've always been that for me. So I appreciate it. It's good. It's good. I love it. I'm trying not to hit the mic. I'm like, how do I do it?
Well, I'm glad that I could do that for you. I'm so happy because I'm one of those like I really believe in like girls supporting girls and like me hyping up a woman because I feel like especially pretty girls, we tend to break each other down. Like
I think a lot of women are threatened by other women, and it's hard. Like a lot of girls say they got your back and they're like for female empowerment, but they're not. They're rooting for you to fall, you know. And that's not all women, but you see that a lot in the girl group where there's a lot of like backbiting and it's hard to trust women. I think it's it is hard, you know, like lifelong friends that I've had, and then you know you find out something and you're just like, holy shit, like who were you? You know, that makes you kind of question everything. And so when you can find those people that just, you know, those people that are just ride or die, those people that have good intentions for you.
Yeah.
Like that's priceless, man. Those are the people that you want to keep around.
Exactly.
Like people that aren't mad at your success, right?
Oh my God, I literally have my best friend in my head right now. Like as you're talking about that, I'm like, that's my bitch, Lady Rose, bro. I fucking love that whore. I love her so much. It's because it's hard to meet, especially, like, I know because you're fine as shit. I know that, like, when you meet a girl, it's really fucking hard for them to not think you're a bitch, for them to not think you're a narcissist, or for them to, like, just not think everything negative that's portrayed about a pretty girl. It's like, oh, you must be so self-centered, you have no heart, you just care about money and all this stuff. And I'm like, no, like, I just like to look pretty.
Yeah, like me specializing in narcissism, which is, it's funny because like when I started kind of speaking a lot about this, I would hear that comment a lot back saying, "Oh, she's a narcissist," and I was like, "What? Why? Like one for you to even say that you already know nothing about the disorder, you know absolutely nothing about it, but I get curious and I'm like, why?" And it's literally just how you look. Like if you put thought and care into how you look, obviously I like to look a certain way. I like to present myself a certain way. I like to dress sexy, look sexy. There's nothing wrong with that in my opinion. But if you do that as a woman, you're supposed to be that and not that all at the same time.
Oh my God, the way you said that. Oh my God, the way she said, my whole head like jerked back. Like you're supposed to be that, but not be that at the same time. Wow.
And that's something that me in this profession has really run up against. It's like, well, you can't look too sexy because you're a professional, but also your value as a woman is to be beautiful and this and that. And then everybody's got an opinion of how you should dress. And hey, but if you do dress too sexy, you're a narcissist. Hey, you got your lips done. Like I have my lips done, obviously.
But they looking juicy.
I do love a juicy lip. That's my logo too.
It is.
And like people criticize me for it, and I don't care. I really don't care because I like that, you know. But when you do those things, you'll hear the label of narcissist or whatever. And I think as a woman, sometimes you just feel like you can't win, and so you might as well do what you like, and you might as well do what makes you feel good and what makes you feel beautiful.
Hell yeah.
So that's what I do.
If I look like a fucking narcissist, then call me a narcissist, bitch. I don't give a fuck. No, but you know what? I'm so glad that you said. I didn't know that you specialize in narcissism.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. So my ex-husband was a narcissist, and
a real one.
Yeah.
Not what these bitches call their boyfriend.
Look, this was like I've had other relationships and I never called them a narcissist. Right. And I can't formally diagnose somebody as that, but if I can, yes, absolutely. Like the things that happened, the structure of it, like I became so well versed in it because I tried to really find out what happened to me, and it was actually a psychotherapist that I was working under at the time. He had overheard a story that I was sharing, and he said, "Hey, have you ever heard of narcissistic supply?" And that changed my life.
Supply? What is this?
Narcissistic
Educate.
supply?
Yeah.
So narcissistic supply is something that it's what drives narcissists. So it's really just kind of an emotional reaction. That's a very simple way for me to put it. So they get joy and reward from your happiness and your pain. They get rewards from causing you frustration, irritants. Anything that causes an emotional reaction or response is something that causes them joy, and they prefer negative over positive. So they might miss your birthday. You might not be able to get a hold of him. They like to ruin special events and occasions. All of these things are ways that they get narcissistic supply, and they will do that over and over and over again. And that happened in my relationship, and I was sharing an example of something like that where the psychologist that I was working underneath pointed that out to me, and then that opened my door into the world of narcissism. And then I just started really kind of studying it, working with victims of narcissistic abuse, not narcissists, but narcissistic abuse. And then having done that for many years now I see this whole switch where everybody's a narcissist. And I'm like, you absolutely not. Like narcissism is actually quite rare.
Oh my God, thank God you said that. Oh my, wait, because real quick, bruh, what is the word I hate the fucking most? Bruh, what is the word that I hate the most?
What do you mean? Lying?
Narcissist. I hate when he's not focusing. It's okay. I get it. No, I get it. Fine. Bye. So one thing that I cannot stand is this movement of narcissism and narcissists. And I tell people, I'm like, bitch, your boyfriend is not a narcissist. He just don't fucking like you. It's just you, bitch. Because if he's only doing it to you, he's not a narcissist. A narcissist treats everybody like that. He treats his mama like that. He treats his neighbor like that. He treats his coworker like that. They genuinely think they are better than everybody else.
They do. The thing with narcissists is that they typically actually only target one person, actually. So they typically only target the intimate partner primary source, which is the person that they're sleeping with. Now, you're correct in the fact that they can't not be not narcissistic, but not everybody will see that because they have this veil and this facade that they present to the world, and then their partner is the one that gets it, and their partner is the one that experiences the devaluations and the machinations, and then they try to ask for help, or and that's what happened to me, trying to tell somebody what's going on, and they're like, "You're the crazy one." Like, this guy's so great. He brought food to church. He's amazing, right? And it's like, but at home he does this, right?
Yeah.
And then they make you feel crazy. So, but everybody nowadays, to your point, is saying that the person that hurt them, women mainly, if they're breaking up with somebody, he's a narcissist. And there's a big difference between somebody being not that into you.
My point.
Somebody being not that into you or hurting you or behaving badly, and then somebody being narcissistic. Narcissism is fucking evil, man.
Yeah.
Like, that, there's just no way around it. Like, when you really hit it, when you really encounter it, there's no soul there. It's just dead inside.
I've met them. I've seen them. Yeah. No, I've experienced narcissism myself, but it wasn't with a partner. It was with a family member. And the family member, I'm like this is what narcissism is. Like the definition of narcissism is what that person in my family is. And I'm like, he treats my mom like that. He treats my dad like that. He literally will go around and just think that people are less than him. Like, he has insecurities, but still thinks he's better than the person that he envies. In a sense.
They can't. They don't have really an identity, narcissists.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they pull their self-esteem from the people around them. That's why they want a pretty girl on their arm, and because it's a reflection of them. Everything that they attach to is a reflection of them, so it has to be the best. And that's what I tell victims of narcissistic abuse. I'm like, hey, you were the best.
That part.
They don't entertain things that don't make them look good. So like, that's one way to kind of help victims reframe it, because they make you feel like absolutely nothing when they're done with you, but they really did pick the best.
Yeah. For them, at least. I'm like, I don't know. Narcissist. If you have ever experienced a narcissist, it fucks with your head. It really does. But and it's hard. I get that it's hard to like move past that. It's so hard to move past, especially if someone was telling you that you're less than, that you're not good enough, that all this, like, it's so hard to move past that. But believe me, bitch, it is so easy to get over somebody like that.
You know, I think so too. Once you know what it is.
Yes.
Once you know, like, when you don't know, you're still caught in the illusion of trying to prove, trying to figure things out, trying to save it, because they keep you stuck. But once you know, and narcissism is a very predictable pattern of behavior. And I can literally tell my clients, I was like, they're going to do this next and expect this. And it fucking happens. It really does. You know why? Because they're not unique. They're not unique, and they're really not that special. It's just, it's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Wait. Bitch, if you narcissistic, bitch, I would love to tell somebody narcissistic. Bitch, you really ain't that special. You predictable, bitch. Oh my God, you know how mad everybody that I'm thinking of in my head would be for me to be like, you kind of basic.
It is, though.
That's
it is.
so fucking
and once you know how to read it, it almost, this is gonna sound a little fucked up and toxic, but
yes, let's go.
Once you know how to kind of read it, then you can play with it a little bit, you know. Like,
girl.
Like you can, They toy with you. I'm not saying toy back, but you can sit back, relax, and watch the show.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
And you can not engage, and you can find peace in knowing that they don't have that hold over you anymore, and knowing that it causes as a disruption for them, and in a way, it's kind of like karma, and that might be a little bit of a toxic way to look at it, but it helps.
You know what's so funny is that the fact that you say it like that, because when I was on Fresh and Fit, I mean, we all know narcissist. That's typical. That one, I'm like, you could tell you're self-centered. But I kept killing him with kindness.
God, he doesn't even seem self-centered to me. He seems incredibly fearful. I see a scared little boy. I really do. And I don't mean that. I really see somebody that's just terrified of women.
Totally.
You know, it's just like doesn't like confrontation, and that's why he has to dominate the room, have so much power and control. Stick to the script.
Right.
If I get off the script, I'm gonna lose my manhood. I can't get off track. Like I can't rebound.
Right.
Like, you know, it just breeds insecurity, and that is a root cause of narcissism. It's an extreme defense mechanism for insecurity. So I wouldn't be able to say if he is or not. He certainly has traits for sure.
He's a fucking, I don't even want to talk about that fucking bitch. But my thing is, so I've noticed that not even narcissistic people, because I was going to say it was for narcissists, but not really. But I've noticed that when people are trying to get me like out of character, or when people are trying to argue with me, I've noticed that it pisses people off to just agree with them.
It does, because like you're not giving them supply.
You're not giving them
It's not that emotional reaction. Kind of like what you're doing with Myron. Okay. Do you see how it escalated his behavior?
And he kept trying to go for the fight, because I was like, okay, I apologize.
Because that's the supply. That's the emotional reaction. And also he gets a secondary gain out of it, because now he gets to make you look like you're crazy.
Yeah.
Right? And he gets to poke and major on the most minor things ever, and interruption. Like,
Literally.
let's get real. And now you're just so disrespectful, right? You're just such a disrespectful person that you need to leave now. Oh, you lost your train of thought. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. And nobody calls him out on it or catches it when it's happening. And we've got girls over here raising their hands and apologize. It's like, get out of here. Like, this guy, like, he has no message.
None.
No message.
At least my thing is, you have a message that has zero substance. And we've said that. Like, I'm like, your message is, you should hate women. Women don't deserve you. You're better than women. And women are a waste of fucking breath. Like, women should be seen and not heard. And I'm like, believe that. That's great. But then you want to have an entire podcast of women. Like, it makes no sense. And then these girls are genuinely like respectful, because like a lot of these girls get on the podcast. I get it. You're going to be respectful. It's not your show. Yada, yada, yada. Whatever the fuck it may be. But this is also somebody who has, like you said, he has women just raising their hands just to talk to him. And I'm like, I know he feels some type of power over that.
Absolutely.
And
he set the tone. He set the tone.
Yeah.
Because I haven't heard any other, that really stuck out to me when I saw that on the show, where people have seen enough of him now and he creates that fear and intimidation when you walk in. This is how it's going to go. This is how it's going to be. I'm setting the tone. I'm in charge. Da-da-da-da. That's power and control. That is the foundation of abuse, ladies. Okay, that's the foundation of abuse. Now, I'm not saying it's going there, but these are the red flags that you look for. This is what you've got to pay attention to. And it starts subtle and it starts slow. And these women, guess what? They're attuned to that. And so they learn. So they're like, can I? You know? And it's just like, aren't we on a podcast? Can't we just talk? Like, nobody's ever come on my show and raised their hand. Nobody's ever come on my show and say, Jamie, can I ask you a question? You know why? Because I don't set that kind of tone. No. And people interrupt me all the time, and I interrupt people, and I don't kick them out of my podcast.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I can emotionally handle it.
Well, the thing is, too, yeah, exactly, that too.
I don't throw a temper tantrum.
A lot of people find him intimidating, and I genuinely, didn't. I was the last one to sit down in the room. And what's funny is I was the last one to sit down in the room, and they were trying to seat him next to me. And it was like one of those things where like everybody, oh, ladies, we have to go in the room. We have to go in the room. We have to go in the room. He stayed outside because he's a bitch. And then I go in the room and it's me and this other girl, this other Puerto Rican girl, Jenny from the block. Hey, bitch. But we walked in together. We were the last girls to sit down, and we sit down, and then all of a sudden Myron comes in, and it's like we have to scoot over for him. Like we have to like make room.
Part the ways.
Yeah, and it was like he makes, like he intentionally makes shit intimidating, and I'm like, you don't, like nothing about you intimidates me.
I mean, if you put him just take him out of the podcast environment, I don't think anybody would give it a second thought. You got it. Look, you got a little bit of clout, okay, and you got some power, and you got some money because you've had some success. That doesn't make a man. Okay, and that doesn't give you the right to rule over women. I think he's got real estate investments and stuff like that, and hopefully he invested his money wisely, and this didn't just completely like annihilate him. But
speaking of that, my brother like did like this little research on it because my brother had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
Okay, because a lot of people don't. They don't know who he is, but a lot of people don't know who Fresh and Fit is unless you're a fucking pathetic fucking loser. So my brother did research on him, and my brother goes, he wrote a book? And he was like, yeah. He was like, wait. He wrote a book, and it's only 84 pages.
Oh, it's only 84 pages?
Of why women do not deserve better. It's the shortest book of all time. Why women do not deserve better is only 84 fucking pages. Rolo's book is like an encyclopedia. Talk about who's smarter than who. Bro, I was like, you wrote a whole book and couldn't even get 100 pages out of it? Right. I'm like, bro, I wrote a fantasy book. My journal's longer than your shit, bro. What the fuck? Like, my dear diary is longer than that. That dude's a bitch for the simple. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about this dude because he's such a waste of time. Narcissism.
What a segue.
Oh God, because it just annoys me. Like, because I was in a relationship with someone who was kind of like that, and I didn't realize it. I was 17.
Yeah,
and he was the person I married. I didn't know that I was with somebody who was like toxic because he was like controlling a lot of my life. Never understood that he was narcissistic, or maybe not even narcissist. What do you call it when? Like, I was living my life for him.
Vicariously, like through him?
No, not vicariously. I was living my life for him. It was like I went to nursing school. The whole reason why I was in the medical field was because he wanted me there. I didn't want I hate the medical field. It is a terrible field to be in. Not like, no offense to anyone who's in the medical field. Yes, you save people. Yes, you're educated. Oh, whoop-de-doo. You are a glorified ass wiper. You literally collect excretion, literally. You are collecting urine and fucking poop all day and just giving people pills all day and documenting that, which is great. I get it, but I'm like, these are also, I lost my train of thought.
You were saying that you dated somebody that
that's right,
narcissistic, and he put you into that field that you hated.
I couldn't stand being in the medical field.
Yeah.
I hated it, but I did it for him for 9 years.
Yeah.
I also, like I couldn't talk to my family. It's not that I couldn't. It was that he made plans every single weekend with his family, and it was always about his family, to the point where I would see my family like once every 2 months. Now I see my family twice a week. Like, and I used to work with them. Like, I went to the point where I was working with them and I'm seeing them twice a week. But I never noticed that my ex-husband was taking my family away from me. So much so that the family would have roundtables about me, where they would have meetings about what I'm doing wrong. And then they would include me. The next round table would include me, and everyone would sit there and attack me on what I'm doing wrong, how I'm not a real fucking Filipino. Marrying a Filipino who is traditional, like with the traditional family, one of the hardest. I would not recommend it. Let's just say it like that. it's not that it was even hard because they were loving, like they were a loving family, they were super cool, but like this man would allow his family to sit there and bash me, and my family was nowhere near, like my family wasn't there to defend me, but God forbid I defended myself and his family was there to defend him because he's a pussy.
Yeah, you're like all alone.
I was all alone. And it wasn't until my mom went, because I would vent to my mom and I would tell her, like, Mom, this is what they're doing, this is what they're doing. They said I need to be more this. Like they were the ones who told me that I had to go to nursing school. They were the ones that told me that I had to move out and be with them. They're the ones that told me that I had to get married. They're the ones that told me everything. And they were also the influence of why I had to get an abortion, because he was so, like everything is done for your family. That culture, like the Asian culture is the family respect, the family last name, how you gonna make the family look. It's all about like honor and all that bullshit. It's not bullshit to them. It's bullshit to me. I'm Mexican. We don't do that. Like, I don't get, it's not that we don't care about the respect of our family, but it's the last thing on our mind.
Well, I think it's too, like, when it's like culturally, like, you know, some cultures prioritize family over the marriage.
Yeah.
You know, and I had that happen to me also, where it was he would defer to his mother, and then my authority in my marriage came second, you know, and that was tough, you know, and that's tough on a marriage. And so in some families I can see that happening, where it's kind of like, mom has to co-sign it or dad has to co-sign it in order for it to be okay. You're almost asking for the family's permission instead of you guys working through something as a married couple.
Girl, I had to ask. Mind you, I was already married for 2 years. We had already bought our house together. I had to ask his mom if it was okay for me to buy a new car.
Oof. Yikes.
It was the weirdest situation I had ever been, because I even told him, I was like, why do I have to ask your mom? Oh, because my mom knows best.
See,
Like,
that's somebody that like that, man, that's like dating a little boy, right? Like, that's not
was not detached from the nipple yet, bro.
I tell women this. I was like, mama's boys are red flags. Not that, like, and I'm not talking about a man that doesn't treat his mom good. I'm talking about a man that can't make decisions independent from his mother.
Yes.
That's a mama's boy. And those are red flags, because it's going to be the three of you guys in a marriage and not the two of you.
Oh God, bro. And the crazy thing is he wasn't a mama's boy, he was a family boy. Everything was ran through his mom, his dad, and his older sister. And I'm talking like I'm like, why do you want to live like your mom, your dad, and your older sister? Your older sister doesn't fucking work. What'd she do? I'm like, she married a man in the military and she stays home and does nothing with her life. She's going to school. She never even finished nursing school. I did. I didn't finish nursing school, but I finished enough to actually get into the hospital. Your sister didn't. So why am I listening to her? Why do you think she's smarter than me? And it was the same thing with his mom, where I was like, you want me to get financial advice from your mom, but your mom is $2 million in debt. Your mom is not even
too, like, they're blind to it, you know?
Oh, they're so blind to it. They, like, to them, it was like, my mom knows everything. My mom has all the financial knowledge in the world. But I'm like, but your mom went bankrupt 7 years ago for 13 houses.
Yeah.
Like, she lost everything. Why would I listen to your mom if your mom lost everything? Why would I listen to your mom if your mom's suicidal? Why would I listen? I don't want to live like your mom, so why would I listen to her? And that was what I kept asking, was why, and he didn't like that. And his parents didn't like that. I was like, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to listen to you? Because, like, she was there when we had to sign paperwork for our house, and because we had bought a house together. And he ends up telling me that, because it was a new build, and they were telling us that we have to go to this like KB home thing where you could pick the cabinets and you could pick the flooring, and it's like a whole fun little fucking tour, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, babe, you're off on Friday. Let's go on Friday. And she goes, oh, I'm not off on Friday. I only off on Tuesday. And I looked at her and I was like, no disrespect, but like, why do you have to be there? And she looked at me like I dropped her baby. Like, and I'm like, it's not your house. You're not going to live in it. Why do you need to make decisions with us?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, what you're going to do is that, like, have me buy everything, like all of the cheapest things in that house. That's what you're going to make me do, because she's one of those, like, she's frugal, but the wrong type of frugal.
Yeah.
You know, like the cheap toilet paper instead of just getting the good one. Like, so I was like, I don't need you there. I don't need you to hold my hand. I think I know which cabinets I'm going to want. I'm 23. I was at 23. And to her, it was like, you don't know anything. You're 23. And I'm like, I just need to get the fuck out of here. Like, I need to get the fuck out of here. And to the point where, like, his mom, like, I had blamed her for my divorce, and I still do. She was a lot of the reason why I got divorced. Him and his sister, or her and his sister were a lot of the reason why I got divorced. But when I was, like, blaming them for, like, blaming her for everything, to her, it was like, no, you got your boobs, and you like you left my son, and you did this and you did that. You were the reason why you got divorced. She literally, we weren't even divorced yet. I think I was out of the house for like 2-3 weeks at this point. Not divorced. I was just out of the house. I needed to get the fuck out. She hooked him up with the hospital whore.
Wow.
He married her, which is great. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. She's beautiful. Like, she's gorgeous. But I was just like your mom hooked you up with a girl who is known at the hospital for being fired because she left her patients in order to go and fuck a doctor in the doctor's lounge for an hour and a half.
Wow.
And she got caught. Literally got caught, like, by housekeeping. They were fucking in the doctor's lounge. You left your patients to die. Literally, this is what she is known for all around the fucking hospital. You married her. But you married her because your mom hooked you up with her.
That's got to be a miserable marriage, like living the life your mom wants you to live. Like, I don't know how you could ever be really happy, or how that would be like a successful marriage when, you know, it's not something that you chose.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like, he chooses nothing.
Well,
Everything goes through his
if you're
parents.
so apathetic in life, like, God, what a terrible way to live. To have no opinion, to have no desires, to have no will for yourself as far as what direction and what your life is going to look like. That's somebody that's living life and that is incredibly fearful to make a mistake or make decisions. That's that's somebody that does not trust their own judgment, right? They don't trust themselves to make good decisions, so they defer to everybody else.
Oh my God.
I can't imagine. And this is the kind of
Speaking to the mic, bees. What the fuck?
But this is the kind of stuff that, you know, kind of cycling back, like these are the men out here that women have to pick from when they date. Now, not all guys are like that, right? But there are a lot of guys out there that don't have a lot of direction or whatever. Yeah. And yet you'll get this advice from these red pill communities. We'll trust them. They're men, so they're leaders. And it's like, no, I'm sorry. Just because you're a dude doesn't mean that you have a direction or can lead me. Yeah. And that's not the qualifier, you know? And so we have to be careful as women who we pick as partners, right? You want to be able to trust a man that can make good decisions and defer to their own judgment, has good habits, healthy habits, right? And is emotionally regulated, right? One of the things I tell women to look for is watch if they have a temper.
Oh, that's a big one.
Watch if they have a temper, man, because they need to be a source of study when you're having highs and lows. And that doesn't mean that women get a pass on being emotionally reactive.
Right.
Like, you have to manage that as well. But if you have a man that pops off, that could be a big risk for you and your safety.
It's true.
Mm-hmm. Or your children.
I've had that. Oh, you're the perfect Oh, you're the perfect person for me to talk about this with, bitch. Hold on. I just... Fuck this podcast. Oh, it start. Oh, we going there, bitch. Because she said that.
Oh, shit. We got the 30 mark, so we got time.
Bet. Oh, we got bet. Okay. Okay. Oh my God, I need help.
Okay, well.
Okay.
Are we doing therapy right now?
She needs help on this one.
On this one? Oh my God, because I don't even know how I thought of this topic. It was because of something that you said.
Okay.
But okay, so. I'm going to put my business out there. I'm going to put his business out there a little bit. But okay, so I started dating my best friend.
Okay, how long have you guys been best friends?
We were okay, so I've known him for 13 years, but we were best friends for about 4.
Did you ever hook up before then?
Never.
Okay.
Ever. Like, ever. It was like I met him while I was married. And he was there when I got divorced, was like throughout the whole thing. He saw everything. He knows everything. And we became best friends. Like after, like, you know, we kind of lost touch. And then he came back and he was like, you know, like, you never did anything to me. I never did anything to you. I don't know why we stopped talking. So we became like super stupid close after that. And then he got a girlfriend, right? So he had a girlfriend. It was probably for about a year, but she didn't like me. She told him, she was like, you know, that girl likes you. She wants to fuck you. Like, you like, there's a connection there. I just don't trust her. So he stopped talking to me for a year to be with her. I was very hurt, very upset, because I was like, bro, if she would have saw us together, which is funny because you can ask my brother, like, when you saw us together, there was no sexual tension in any sense. Huh, Chance? Like, none. No sexual tension in any sense. We were just friends. But when he stopped, like, you know, I would call her. He told me, he was like, this is my girlfriend. You know, I want you to meet her. And then he would, we would FaceTime. And I'm like, oh, my God, you're so pretty. I loved her. I genuinely liked her. And we were supposed to go shopping for birthday. Ooh.
And putting names out there, homie.
Bleep that out. Oh, my God. Timestamp that. Like, bleep that. So, so I had we were supposed to go shopping together on for his birthday. So she tells us it got to the point where we were like talking about, what are you gonna get him? What am I gonna get him? She was gonna get him some cologne. And I was like, I'm going to get him a backpack because he's had this same backpack for a really long time. I was like, and it's a girly backpack, but he's one of those guys that just doesn't give a shit.
Okay.
That's the one thing that I loved about him the most, is that he could wear a pink backpack and he wouldn't give a shit what anyone was going to say. He didn't care. So I was like, I'm just going to get him like a new Nike backpack with a lot of pockets. I was like, because I know he needs a new backpack and he needs one with more space. And to her, it was like I feel like she almost got offended because it was like I was giving him something that like I knew he needed, I knew he wanted, and I knew his favorite color. And she was getting him a fucking cologne that's like $30.
Well, it's threatening to her because you're pulling on the history. See, she doesn't have that. You know, that's what's threatening, is because your gift had a lot of context to it. It says, I know him.
Yeah.
And that's threatening to her.
I get it, right? Because I'm like, me personally, if I had a guy that was like, had a female like you, and me and her were about to go fucking shopping, and she knew more than me about my dude, I'd be like, damn, my cologne idea sounds way off. What should I do?
Well, like I think people that have had a certain level of healing would probably read it more that way, or wouldn't be so threatened by something like that.
Right.
But clearly she's got some of her own shit going on. Otherwise, she wouldn't have read it that way, you know. And look, she's reading you guys. There was something there, you know. She said connection, so it doesn't necessarily have to be like sexual connection. But she
said I wanted to fuck. Like, she thought I wanted to fuck him, and like I liked him.
She's picking up on something.
Yeah,
and she wasn't wrong.
I mean, she was though.
She was wrong in the sense that she thought that there was something maybe currently existing, or
she was wrong in the sense where she thought I wanted to fuck him. He wanted to fuck me. There's a difference.
So yeah, there is a big difference. But like, she didn't read that wrong. You know? And like, so that, like, she shouldn't have taken that out on you, right? Mm-hmm. You're innocent bystander in that. You can't control who's attracted to you, and like, this guy's probably liked you for God knows how long.
The whole time, he said. And but so, that was the thing, is that so he stopped talking to me for a year, and I was hurt. I was like it felt like a breakup. Like, it genuinely did. And that's when he stopped talking to me was when I realized, like, oh, maybe I do have feelings for him. Mm. Because I was like, I've stopped talking to people before. It never felt like that. Like, this felt like a legitimate breakup. Like, it felt like I was crying over him. I felt like shit. Like a literal, but like, I felt like I got cheated on, because I was like, bro, you're going to choose a girl over me? Like, yeah, like a basic bitch. And she was pretty. Not like that. But I meant like basic as in like, bro, she's regular. Yeah. Like she has nothing. Yeah. Like, she's, You know, I would get it if she was like fucking, I don't know, Katy Perry motherfucker. Like if she had status, but it was like this girl was like she was just a basic, regular ass person. Either way, he stopped talking to me. Either way, they broke up. She got pregnant and the whole nine, and they ended up breaking up. Right, baby never. It was a miscarriage. And I hit him up about it because I had found out that he got her pregnant, and then I found out that they had a miscarriage. So I reached out to him and I was like, "Yo, like, you good? I know you. I heard you had a miscarriage. I'm just know that I'm here for you, even still as a friend." He ignored me, so I was even more hurt. So I was like, "All right, fine, bye." We end up talking again because he reaches out to me. This was what, like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, about 4 months ago. He reaches out to me and he's like, "Hey, I miss my best friend." And I was like, you know, I gave him a hard time in the beginning, but then he was like, "You know what? Like, fuck you, but like, I miss you too. So like, I'll drop it. I didn't do anything to you. You didn't do anything to me. I get that you're loyal. Like, obviously you just showed that you're a loyal guy. So like, I respect it." And we started talking again. And at the time, I was dating somebody, but when I broke up with that guy, me and him started hanging out a little more, but it was only for like a week. And then someone saw us on an Instagram story together, one of his friends, and his friend was like, "Oh, he was like, I just got asked the $1 million question today. Why haven't me and Lana dated? Like, why aren't me and you together?" And I was like, "Bro," because like I was like, my pussy got like a dude repellent. Like I really feel like every time I have sex with a guy, they just fucking disappear. Like like it just goes wrong. Like they love me too much or they love me not enough. But it just always goes wrong after they get pussy. So I just rather not. I love you as a friend. I was like, and I even told him, I was like, "You're so attractive. I do find you attractive, but I just don't want to lose you as a friend." And so we left it at that. But then he was like, "Well, yeah, because." He was like, "In the beginning, I wanted to fuck with you." He was like, "But like once I got to know you and I got to know your mentality, you're such a dude that I was like, I don't even want to fuck with that." He was just like, "I like you are like," he called me the N word, but he was like, you're that homie. You are a homie." And I'm like, I get it. I get that a lot. So push came to shove and he ended up like expressing his feelings to me, and he was like, "Listen, like you are the homie, but like I think that's what's gonna work out the best is that you're like my best friend. I genuinely have feelings for you." And I was like, so I thought about it and I was like, I never really had feelings for you like that, but like you are my best friend. You are attractive. So I'll give it a shot.
Why not?
Right, that's what I thought. But then shit happened. And I don't want to, like, I'll tell you afterwards because I don't want to put his business out there. But, like, life fucking happened to him. And I understood, believe me. Like, I feel like I do have to tell you because then you won't get it. But life happened in a sense where there was a lot of death around him. So he got like very shut down. He shut down. He stopped talking to me. And he was like, "I'm sorry." He was like, "But when it comes to death, I just deal with things differently and I tend to shut down." But then he starts telling me I want to hurt myself. I don't feel right. My mental state's not okay. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to end it all. I want to end everything. And I'm like, so I'm there for him as a best friend and as a girlfriend. I'm like, I want to because mind you, he was the one who told me that if me and him start messing around, he was like, one thing that he was like, "Me and you are way too cool for you to just be a fuck buddy." He was like, "You're either my girlfriend or you're not." And I was like, and I even was like, "Oh my God, that's so cute." Like, I'm like, "Okay, girlfriend it is." Right? So then the shit happened, everything happened, and he started ignoring me. This was 4 days into our relationship, 4 days. 4 days into our relationship, shit happened, and it just went downhill. But he started ignoring me. Mind you, suicide, he's telling me he's suicidal, and you're ignoring me. And I'm like, "Bro, you're telling me you're suicidal and then you ignore me for 2 days. How the fuck do you expect me to think that you're okay? And then you expect me to be okay with just leaving you alone?" Because he's like, I even told him, I was like, "If you're suicidal, I'm on my way. Like, you need somebody to be there with you. I'm on my fucking way. Don't you dare do that. Don't do that. I just want to be by myself. I want to be alone." And for context, let's do it this way. I hadn't heard from him for 2 days. And I'm like, I'm scared because you're telling me you're suicidal and you're not answering me. I'm on my way. He hadn't texted me in 2 days. I'm on my fucking way. Right away. Don't do that. I just want to be left by myself. Don't do that. And I'm like, oh, well, now I'm talking to you. Like, now, can you talk to me at least because I'm worried about you? Don't worry about me. I'm fine. And then he doesn't text me for 3 days. And mind you, this whole time, I'm like, hey, how are you? Are you feeling better today? Is your mental state okay? How are you feeling? How are you feeling? And this is all while, like, I'm transitioning my position here, which was hard as fuck. From going from an intern to being hired was hard as shit. I had stabbed my brother. I went through this whole fucking ordeal where I went to jail. I went to jail during this. Like, I went to jail. I stabbed my brother. I thought my family was mad at me. I was fighting a court case. I had to see my brother in jail. In court. I had to face my brother in court and testify against him, all while this was happening. And he not once checked on me. Not once did he check on me. And this is my best friend who checked on me once a week. Like, he would check on me all the time when he was my best friend. But now that all that was happening, he just kept ignoring me. And even while I was going through me stabbing my brother, going through a court case, going through jail, and transitioning positions here, everything that I was going through, I was still checking on you. Are you okay? Babe, are you okay? I'm hoping your mental state is okay. Don't end anything. Just know that I love you. Like, just know that you are loved and everything like that. But then he kept ignoring me. And then, so I was like, all right, then fine. Like, mind you, this went on for 6 weeks.
That's pretty cruel.
It was 6 fucking weeks where he ignored me, put me on the back burner, would text me twice a week. And it's a literal twice a week. Like, I'm okay. That was once. And then have probably like a cool like six text messages back kind of deal. Like, he'll reply 6 times and then that's the end of the conversation for that day. For 6 weeks, I was just getting ignored and put on the back burner and I'm like, you know what, bro? Like, at this point, like, I'm done. I'm tired. Like, it's not cool. What you're doing to me is not cool because you're telling me you're suicidal, but then you're telling me not to be there for you. I can't do that. And on top of that, I'm still texting you every day to make sure that you're okay, and you're ignoring me. And your excuse is, oh, I'm sorry, I'm suicidal right now. I'm so sad because this and this is happening, and that's happening, and this is happening. All of that. Like, you're so mean to me because you want to break up with me because I'm ignoring you because all of this is happening to me. And I'm like, well, I have shit going on too, bro. And I still to this day feel bad for like breaking up with him because I'm like you weren't being a good boyfriend. Why
do you feel bad about it? Like, what are you actually telling yourself about that? Are you saying you're a bad person because you weren't there for him? Like,
yeah.
Okay, well, stop doing that. Okay. Okay, because look, like, the only reason you feel that way is because you're telling yourself something about it. But look, your heart knows something different than what your head knows. Okay, you're just split a little bit and that happens. But your heart knows that you did everything that you could to make that successful. Not everybody's ready for love. And not everybody can. Some people think they are, and then it scares the fuck out of them when they actually have it. Okay. What you want to pay attention to is how people respond to you. You can always feel good about the way that you showed up for him. You can always feel good about how you offered support.
Yeah.
And you can feel good about the love that you sowed into him. Now it's up to him what he does with that. And in his behavior lies the answer. If you want somebody, Lana, that checks in with you, if you want somebody that considers your feelings, if you want somebody that supports you and he's not doing it, that's your answer. The job for you isn't to make him do it. It's to watch what he's doing and say, yeah, that's not my person, regardless of what I feel, regardless of this. It's not aligning with the qualities that I know that I deserve and that I want in a man. And let me tell you something else about suicide. If anybody ever threatens suicide, the safest thing for you to do is to call the police. It's very tempting to want to intervene. It's very tempting to want to help and heal. But if somebody is saying, I want to kill myself or I could hurt somebody else, you need to call the police because Sometimes people will do that to get care, and they're not actually trying to help themselves. And if you call the police, it stops them from doing that. Okay. And if they actually are, then they get the help and the support that they need. We can't be anybody's savior. We can only be their support. And you did a wonderful job supporting him. And it sucks that he wasn't able to do that for you.
Yeah.
And on that note, blunt time.
I know, right? Yeah, no, that's been like, I think that's been like one of the heaviest things that like has been bothering me the most, is because like someone had told me like, you know, it sucks because, you know, now you lose your best friend too. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, because I would have way much more preferred to have him as my best friend than a boyfriend any day.
Look, you like, this is not, it sucks, but like, the sex didn't ruin it.
Yeah.
It didn't ruin it, okay? That something happened with him that checked out, and you have a bad relationship with, when I sleep with something, it's ruined. That's your projection, okay? Don't do that here, okay? He's got his own shit going on, and maybe the timing of it was off or whatever. Maybe it'll come back around. You don't know, but you don't want to start forming an unhealthy connection with sex that every time I sleep with somebody, it ruins it, because you came in with that, and now you're using that again. That's going to really set you up for a hard time when you try to be intimate with the man. And then you're going to like friend zone them, and you're going to do all kinds of crazy shit that's going to stop men from putting you into that serious role that you want. You know, so that's your part of it, right? And then like water off of a duck's back, you've got to let this roll off. Don't blame yourself for this, and focus on the part of this that you can control. Like, the sex did not ruin this. There was something going on with him where he just couldn't show up for you, but it's not anything that has to do with you or you giving yourself to him. That doesn't ruin it. If anything, like when there's love, that strengthens the relationship. It doesn't break it.
Yeah. Which is why I felt like it was, because, okay, I know you say like I need to stop doing that, but I've been doing that, so I'm gonna tell you what I've also been doing. Because I'm gonna process it. I didn't argue it because I'm like, I'm gonna process that and be like, all right, I gotta stop doing that. But damn, I lost my train of thought. What was it? Oh, when it comes to relationships, I with him, I wasn't looking for a relationship. And it was because I had already given up, mind you. And I gave up because I was like, it doesn't work with, you know, I date a black guy, a white guy, an old guy, a young guy, a rich guy, a poor guy. Whatever guy I date, it just doesn't work, whether I try or not. Like, if I don't try, it obviously doesn't work. Even when I do try, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And so I kind of like gave up for a second. I found a guy that I thought was going to be perfect, and he like wasn't. And then, but that, like, I had given up dating, and then I dated him for like a month. And then I was like, okay, this is way too toxic. Like, I thought you were going to be perfect, but it's not. And I left him alone. And I was already on the verge of like, I just need to stop dating. Like, I need to give up. Like, and not in a bad way, but I just need to just let it fucking go. If it's not for me, it's not for me. So when my best friend came and like swooped me swooped me, but I was like, okay. I was like, I've never, ever, ever dated a friend ever in my life. I've never like had somebody in my life for like a few years and then all of a sudden I'm dating them. I've never done that. So I was like, maybe this is what I need to do. Like, maybe this is the way to go. I was like, he's my best fucking friend. Like, he spends the night all the time. Like, we're together all the time, and we know that we can just enjoy each other's time without cuddling, without sex, without anything. It's just me and him. So I was like, I'm going to give this a chance. And then when I did, that happened.
But I think that's the problem, though. That's probably, you shouldn't probably done that.
What?
Like, you know, you're kind of saying, like, look, it wasn't there for you. And, like, that's your information already. What you did is you excused, you minimized it, and justified it because you hadn't had success in love, and you got fucking tired, and then you said, okay, I'll pick you. You'll miss the mark when you do that. You already knew.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was kind of saying initially, like there was already a lot of information, but like girls will talk themselves into getting something because it's like the safe guy. It's the guy that ain't going to hurt them.
Yeah.
It's the guy that makes them feel good. You get along, right? But there's still not that thing. That thing wasn't there for you. It never was. It was there for him. But because you had been so worn down by the dating game, you're like, well, fuck it. Let me give this a try because nothing else has worked. Like, that doesn't mean that he was the right person. You're just convincing yourself that he is because you have dating fatigue.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And I thought, and that was the thing is I thought it would have worked out with him, and now my mental state is like, because it didn't work out with him.
But that like you can't like don't put weight on that. Like let it roll off. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Like, look, dating doesn't work till it does.
Mm-hmm.
That means everybody's gonna be going through some shit. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to find the right person. There aren't a lot of people that are compatible with us on all those levels. But the quicker you can let it go and the quicker you can heal, the quicker you can move on. I think you can start by redefining what this really was. He was your friend.
Yeah.
And it went over into something, but it went over into something because you disconnected with what you really knew was best for you.
Yeah.
This guy never had it. He's nice. You liked him. You liked a lot of things about him. Great. Still wasn't the one.
Yeah.
Nice guy doesn't mean right guy. And so going forward, don't make those concessions. I think if you don't feel it right away, it ain't the thing.
Yeah.
If you have to talk yourself into it, that is not the thing. Like, we're not supposed to try to fuck somebody.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to be like, hi. Hey, how are you? Like that's how it's supposed to be. And women, we get so bogged down by the dating process that we're like, oh, well, he's a nice guy. It's hard to find nice guys. Let me just settle. And then you know what? Then the sex isn't where it should be. This isn't where it should be.
But what if it was though?
If it was, then this wouldn't happen.
Okay?
Okay? No. If it was, you would not have had this like, And here's where you're going to have to be careful is playing the what if game with yourself, because that's going to keep you trapped as well, thinking that you should have done something better. You've got to kind of look at this more objectively. This will help you instead of romanticizing this. Don't romanticize this or idealize. He was so nice. He was so this. Look, he did a lot of shit things. And you're forgetting all of that. Is that qualities that you want in a partner? Because he's telling you who he is.
Right.
Okay? So don't romanticize him because you guys had a great friendship. Like, he wasn't a great lover. He wasn't a great boyfriend. Start reading it that way. And quite frankly, you were never into him like that. Mm-hmm. Don't disconnect like from that part. That part is important. You got worn down and that made it look more desirable. Okay? I don't like apples, but if I'm fucking starving, an apple looks real good. Okay?
But okay, then how do I explain, or how do you explain the fact that like when he stopped talking to me for that girl, I actually felt like it was a break. Like I was,
because that's attachment.
It's just attachment.
It's attachment, man. Okay, and attachment's a fucking bitch.
Okay.
Okay, it's attachment. Like, it's an unhealthy attachment, or it could be a healthy attachment. It's the loss of your friend. You're mourning the loss. It's security for you. It's comfort for you. It's validation for you. It's that safe place for you. And man, if that goes, I'm gonna feel it. And then and then my brain's gonna do these tricks on me that's gonna say, well, maybe he was the one, so that I can get that back. That's what your brain will do. Excuse, minimize, rationalize things so that you can get your fix again. Okay, what that was attachment. In my opinion, I don't know, right? I'm making some assumptions here. But based on what you're telling me and me doing this day in and day out.
She said, I think I know, bitch.
That sounds like attachment, because love doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
Love is immediate, it's instant, and it's a knowing. And you never had that. So you don't want to overlook it. And here's the thing. When you hit love, you'll never read it the same way again. Mm-hmm. It never looks like this. I don't have to try when I love. It's there.
Ugh. I'm annoyed with myself right now. I'm or maybe it's projection. I'm annoyed with her. Why are you right? Like,
I have so many people like it's tough for me to say things sometimes because I have to say things that sometimes could hurt people.
of course,
And I don't want to do that. And then, I'm kill the messenger.
People, no, that's the funny thing is like people don't like to hear the truth about themselves when. Like I a lot of times I don't like to hear the truth about myself either because I'm even trying to like rebuttal what you're saying and trying to not justify it, but I'm just like, well, what if it was this? And I'm like, no, bitch, it's like just listen, and like people just don't like to hear the truth, and even though you're giving me the raw dog truth, I'm like, no, but I was married when I met him. Of course I didn't want to be with him, and I'm like,
But see,
yeah, it's like no, I'm making an excuse.
Our brain romanticizes things. There's like an addictive component to this too. Like, look, he was a high for you. Like, look at it like a drug, honestly. Like, he was comfort for you. That's a drug. Dopamine for you, drug. Like, makes you feel safe. Those are important qualities for a woman. And then he leaves that. You're left with that. Well, what are you going to do? Now you're feeling unsafe. You're feeling insecure. There's a part of you that's wondering if there was a part of picking from a place of fear and scarcity also makes you misread the situation.
Yeah.
Right? And then your brain starts saying, oh, well, what about this? And what about this? And we have to go back. The key for this that stands out to me is that you were never really there with him. That's the tell.
Mm-hmm. He was obviously never really there with me.
It's possible. It's possible. Like he could have, like a lot of men like the idea of a woman, and then once they have her, they can't keep her. They don't know what it takes to keep her, or they're not ready to be committed, or they're not ready to be a boyfriend. And also having you as a friend requires less effort for him.
Yeah.
Like he can just be the kick it dude, homie dude, like chill, smoke weed, like whatever.
Yeah.
But when it comes to boyfriend responsibilities, well, that's a level up, isn't it? And maybe he's not ready for that and didn't know that until. But those things are not a reflection on you, your worth, or your value. And you have to be careful as a woman not to internalize the actions of other people.
You do that a lot, motherfucker.
I know.
You do that a lot.
And on that note, I'm like, now I'm sad. I want to cry. Not because of anything you said. I'm just like really thinking like, oh my God, I have to like really let it go because I'm not over it.
Yeah, it's okay. You got to release it.
And I'm like, when I tell you, bitch, it takes me like absolutely nothing to get over somebody. And I have not gotten over this.
Well, like you're not getting over it because you keep telling yourself that he was the one.
No, I don't even think he was the one. I don't think he was the one, but he's like it's more so of like, you were my best friend. It was supposed to work out. We were supposed to have fun.
I'm going to reframe what you just said. It was supposed to work out.
Yeah.
It was the one. That's what that is.
Okay.
That's what that is. You're just using different words. And part of what I do with people is I'll restructure that so they hear it differently. You are romanticizing this relationship as if you lost the one. That is going to make you feel like shit. Right? What I'm trying to do is help you to see, hey, you were connected that this wasn't actually the guy. And hey, look how he's showing up for you. You want to have kids with somebody that does that?
Right. That's what I've been saying. I was like, oh my.
That like if you can start connecting to that instead of he's the one, you're going to start feeling a lot better. Okay. It's just like when we know, like you know how to read a narcissist.
Yeah.
Once you read the room, it hits you different, right? You're not reading it right. You're blaming yourself.
Right. Ugh. I'm annoyed. Stop being right.
I'm liking it. Keep going, homie.
No. I need to stop. I need to go cry. No, because you're absolutely right. I'm like, now that I'm thinking about it, you're completely correct. And it's just like one of those things where I'm not over it because it was like one of those things. And I keep even telling my brother, I'm like, it's just the simple fact that I'm like, you were my best friend. Like, I felt like that should have worked out. It should have.
Yeah, but who said? But that's grooming. That's social grooming. Okay, it is.
Well, no, not even social grooming. It was like it was us grooming each other in a sense because we really.
We have this idea as young girls that an idea of some person that's going to come along and they're going to have these qualities and it's going to look like this and love is going to unfold this way and the knight in shining armor kind of thing, and it primes us to be more accepting of things like this. Like, oh, he's my best. Like, how many movies have been made of the best friend turned lover?
Yeah.
Social grooming.
Yeah.
It's there. And then we buy it hook, line, and sinker thinking that, okay, this is how it's supposed to play out. When you're totally disconnecting from your intuition that said, hey, I was never really that into him.
So I'm like, even as a friendship, like, does that mean, because I'm like, okay, I've said it plenty of times where I'm like, I don't even want to be, like, I don't care about being your girlfriend. I just want my best friend back.
Mm-hmm.
How does this not taint my friendship?
It does taint your friendship. It does.
Like, it tainted everything. Like, I can't talk to him again.
Well, I maybe not right now, but like it could grow and evolve. But I would be less focused on him and more focused on you and what you got to do to get right with you. Like, fuck your focus on him.
I've been trying, and that's also where my mentality came from. Like, I need to give up, and I feel like if it didn't work out with my own best friend, then I just need to focus on my career, my podcast, because that's what's working in my life right now.
Well, look, you got a negative relationship with love.
Oh, no, yes, I do.
But that I would work on healing, like working on that. Like, and I pointed out some things to you now that you can start reframing and doing differently that will help heal your connection with those things. And so that you can recognize these things that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that will set you up for more successful relationships. You'll start having more positive outcomes when you do that. And you're going to entertain the bullshit a lot less. You'll be able to read it differently, you know. And that will start helping you form healthier connections with love. But you've got to break this kind of sex is the thing that's wrong. It's not. When I sleep with somebody, it kills it. No, it doesn't. Okay. It's just who you're doing that with and, you know, examining them and not listening to your intuition. And those are the things that set it up for, you know, distress. Like, if I look at every bad date that I've been on and I gave up and never would have had what I had now.
Right.
It's worth it to keep going because what's out there is so beautiful. What's out there is so fucking worth it. And it'll blow your mind and make all of this look like nothing. You won't even remember the pain of the past because what's for you is so much bigger and so much beautiful than anything that you've ever had. And you have to go through this to get to that. These are the lessons that set you up to be able to receive whatever that is. I'll get off my soapbox now.
No rebuttal. No rebuttal. It's me. I'm the problem. Well, not the problem, but
we all have stuff, right? Like,
yeah,
we all have stuff.
It's because like and it is me because I'm like, my history when it comes to love is like it's not okay. Like, I'm men in general. Like, I have this stigma against men in general. So I'm like, I still have healing to do. That's what it is. I thought I was good. Good because I'd be ignored.
Never good, homie.
No, I was never good. But like, I thought I was good in a sense where I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna accept it.
Yeah.
It was one of those, like, I'm just gonna accept it. I'm just gonna, like, you know, it happened to me. I healed. I feel better about it. Like, I don't hold on to the things that have happened to me, but
you are, though.
Yeah. I don't hold on to it every day, but when I'm in a relationship, it's like no, because he did this, he did this, he did that. Yeah, that's true. I need to.
Yeah, and
It's
all right, girl. It's the work, you know.
What the fuck?
You need a blunt to reevaluate yourself right now.
I need shrooms to reevaluate this whole. I'm gonna do shrooms and watch this whole segment from what was it, 7:35 or whatever, 35 minutes and 50 seconds, and that's what he said. To right now, I'm gonna shroom out and do a shroom trip and watch this episode and be like, Jamie did me like
we
this.
should have a recap. That would be great.
Let's do it. I'm gonna be like, look at my face go from joy to like. It went from joy to confusion to processing to annoyed. I'm like, wait, she's fucking right. How dare you be right, you fucking therapist? You fucking educated bitch.
Don't be acting like Myron over here now.
Oh, I know. Hey, you were right. Leave my show.
Kick myself out.
Oh my God, we should do that for like content. Hey, leave.
Okay,
hey,
I'm out of here.
Hey, you were right. You were right about my sex life. Get the fuck out. Get out.
I'm out of here.
Oh my God, guys. No, she really dissected me live on my fucking podcast. Oh my God. Thank you, mommy. I love you.
I love you,
I needed
babe.
that though. I really
I
did.
love you. It's all love.
It's all love.
She
No, yeah, I
definitely needed
genuinely
that.
don't
She
like.
needed that.
I'm not annoyed with you. I know you know that, but I'm like, it's just annoying when I'm not right. I love you so much, guy. Where can people follow you? Where can people find you?
So I have a podcast here as well. So it's called, what is my podcast called?
Pink Pill Podcast. How the fuck I know this? You don't. The Pink Pill Podcast with Jamie Lynn.
And then you could follow my IG as well, the Pink Pill, the podcast, and then Jamie Lynn as well if you want my socials.
And I'll put it up on the screen so they can see it because she got 4 underscores, guys.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we had to let you guys know it's Jamie _Lynn _____. All right.
So many.
But just so the people can actually find you. But all right, guys, that concludes the end of the show today. I hope you guys liked this episode. Please like, please subscribe. And if it's relatable to anybody that you know, please share. And if you know anybody who's suicidal, guys, call the cops.
Absolutely.
Because if not, that's when you know they're either bullshitting or they actually gonna get some help. So call the cops. Like, fuck a suicide hotline, bitch. Call the motherfucking cops on them bitches. All right, guys. I love you guys. Until next time, bye.